everyone, and welcome back to the series where we're actually trying to munch through our 12 by 12 journaling pads. And today I'm bringing you this little project. All of the projects I'm bringing you are things that I've seen other YouTubers do. Sadly, I haven't always marked down where it is that I've seen them. And this one, I'm afraid, is one of those. I have seen someone do it, I just cannot remember who. But these are lovely little sort of library cards. They've got the tag in. You could make that a floating pocket. Just, paper clip it onto the side of your page. You could there's room there for another tag to go in. So if you had another longer tag, you could certainly get 2 tags in there. But out of the one sheet of 12 by 12, which is my mission, you can get 3 of these, but only 2 tags. Anyway, let's get cracking with it and see how you do it. Building up a nice supply of ephemera here. And for this, I'm going to use my gorgeous Prima apricot honey pad. It's just the nicest. It's just the nicest pad. And I'm just going to use the first page that I'll come to, which is this one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. So I've still got another page of that left, so I'm hanging on to it. Oh dear. For what? What am I hanging on to it for? Who knows, eh? So let's make room for my big chopper. And cut off the end piece there. With Prima, the end piece is always something that you'd want to keep. You know, something that you could possibly use to decorate something with subsequently. So don't throw that away. I'm quite sure we've paid for it. So there we are. Just put that to one side and keep it. You never know when you might need that. So the rest of it, I'm going to sort of turn it sideways on. I don't think necessarily there's an up and a down. This is probably up actually. So I'm going to turn it sideways and I'm going to cut off 2.5 inches. So this now measures 12 inches. So if I take 2.5 off that, I'm at 9.5. 9.5, 1, 2, yeah, 9.5. Just checking there, just checking. It's always best to check. So I'm going to take a 2.5 strip off down here, inch strip. Yeah. Lovely. So I've got that. And then I'm going to turn it this way on. So it's up is at the top now. And I'm going to cut it at 8. And 4. So we've got 3 strips of 4-inch wide card from there, and our 1 full width strip of 2.5. So that's us pretty much finished with that now. Actually, it's done its job. And pop it down there out of the way because there is not room for it on my table. Nothing like room for it, to be honest. Right, now well, it's not tricky, but you're just going to have to watch because there's a fair bit of scoring and then cutting. So this is our page, our part of the page. It's 4 inches across and it's 9.5 inches deep. Okay, but we want to make a library card like this, so we want to fold up the bottom section. So with this one, I've folded up, I think it was 2.5, but I'll just check just to be sure. Yeah, 2.5. So I think that's quite nice. You could do it at 3, give you more to decorate here, possibly. I'll do one at 3 and one at 2.5, and we'll see what we think. I want them all to be sort of this way on, and that's going to be the foldy up bit at the bottom, which is quite plain. So, is that the right way to score it? No, I need to score it that way. So I'm going to score this at 3, which is different to my kind of prototypes, if you like. that's what you want to call them. Right, so the smaller section is going to be the pocket. So we want to turn it round so you've got that at the top, and we want to score that at 1/2 inch in from the edge up to that score line we've just put in. This is what I mean. You might need to watch this a couple of times, or you might need to make notes, because there's a bit of scoring and carrying on. Right, so turn that round the other way, so you've got the other side, and for that we're going to do our 1/2 inch, but we're going to add an 1/8 onto it, so we're scoring at 5/8. So score at 5/8 right down to that same score line down there, and 5/8 here as well down to that score line. Right, so that's that one scored up. I don't know if you can you see the score lines? Is it easier to see there? Not really. And this one I'm going to score at 2.5, just a difference. So I'm scoring that at 2.5. Then I'm turning around to the pocket end and scoring a 1/2 inch up to the score line, and a 1/2 inch from the other side up to the score line. Turn it right the way around, 180 degrees, and then I'm doing my same half plus an 1/8. So 5/8 all the way down to that score line. And same here, your 1/2 inch plus an 1/8, so 5/8 down to that score line. Okay, so we've got two here now, and they're slightly different. One's 2.5 inch pocket and one's a 3 inch pocket. And I'm going to take this piece, which was the long piece that we cut. I've still got a piece here that I can make another pocket with, but I can do that off camera. I really just want to show you what's what. So this is the 12 inch piece. So I'm just going to score it at 6 inches, and that's just to give me a line to cut it by, nothing more than that. So I think that can go away now. We can cut this. I'm going to use my my ruler, because honestly, if I use scissors, I just know it's going to go wrong. So let's just straighten that up and cut that off at 6 inches, and then we know we're right. So I now have a reason to have my head stuck in YouTube all the time. It's because I'm doing research. I'm researching things to do with 12 by 12s. Right, so this piece here, that's quite bright, and I don't know if you can see it, but we've got the score lines up here, the long ones, the longest score lines, and we're going to cut that section out. So cut along the score line, down to where you meet the other score line. See, I can't even cut that straight. And I've got a score line to go on. So just right up to that score line there, and then just cut across, and you cut that piece of card out. Once again, hang on to it. It could really be valuable for decorating purposes. So this one, I can't really see that side very well, so cut it down here. I did say I was going to bring you ideas of what to do with ugly 12 by 12s, and I will, but I wasn't prepared enough time-wise, so hang on to those strips. Right, now then, you want to just fold this up on the score line like that, and then these two score lines here. And you'll see I've folded that the wrong way. Actually, I want this to be the pocket. So fold that there like that, then fold these two in. And there we have it, basically, a library card. Well, library card holder. You'll just see that I need to just straighten that. I'm just going to take a notch from the edge to where the back starts, because you can just see it, and doesn't look pretty. So I'll just take that off. And then I want to just put an angle onto here as well. So we'll go through it again with the other one, don't worry. So this is going to be the bit that you see. This is folding up. That's going to get stuck around there. And I'm tempted to say it, but Bob's your uncle. And that will be the tag that's in it. You could fold it the other way, make it that way, like that. And then your tag would be, well, that way, I guess, I think. That way. So you could do it either way, and either way would look fine. And you've got room at the top here to put some ribbon or whatever, as I did with the other one that I made. I just decorated that a little bit. So that's kind of the choice we have. I think with this one though, I'll stick with it this way on, like that. Right, so let's ink around there and then we'll see what it looks like. Get the lid off. And fold those over and ink around those as well. I think I'm potentially inking the wrong side here. That's the side that we wanted, wasn't it? This is the thing with double-sided paper, especially ones that are pretty. You kind of, you know, you always want to use the extra pretty side. Just down there. Right, so I think we're inked up all the way around. That's looking nice. So I'm just going to glue that down. Just going to use this Cosmic Shimmer because it's fast. I nearly ordered myself a stainless steel pin and charm to go on my on the top of my Cosmic Shimmer from Etsy, but when I went to look, they were kind of more expensive than I wanted to pay. I mean, they weren't really expensive, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want to pay £6 or £7 for a pin to go in the bottle of my top of my glue. I'm always moaning about the price of glue, never mind something to go in the top of it. So I didn't order one. There we are, so that's that there now. Right, so this tag, it could go in that way, which is nice, it's lovely, or it could go in that way, which would, it's more of a difference, it's more, you know, makes more of a statement, I think. I do, however, have a punch for, I think it's that one, yeah, for the top of the card. So I'm just going to use that. It can take 2.5 inches, so I'm going to put that into there and punch it, and you get this lovely top edge. It's really nice. And a hole, which is really nice. Now then, I've decided, I think, that I'm going to make this the side that we look at. But I've got these strips that are cut off from down the side, which could come in. So I could put a strip of that across there. That would be nice. I've got all these things that come in the pad. They're just gorgeous, but I think they're a little bit too wide for what we need, so I can't use them on this project. But I have got these other ones that come with it, and you are some kind of wonderful. That's just lovely, I love it, and that would fit on there really nicely. Wild as the Wind, brilliant. Blessed, that would be quite nice on here, I think, actually, because it's got that copper colour that we've already got. So I'm going to cut out Blessed. probably not going to be straight, but I'll straighten it up once I get it out. Okay, so I'm not going to cut any more of that. I'm going to get my little ruler out so as it really is straight. That's off the bottom of the page, so I know that's the bottom of the page is straight. Save that, Wild as the Wind. So I'll just square this up again with the bottom of the page, which, as I say, I know to be straight. And let's just straighten that up, because I know, I cut it, so I know it's not going to be straight. Seems just a step too far for me to be able to cut anything straight. Right, there we are. So we've got this lovely word here, which we can put there. Let's have a look what it looks like in there. Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. I like that. And along here, well, we could put that Wild as the Wind. Or we could put something a bit fancier. Like that butterfly, perhaps up there. Or perhaps along there with some flat back pearls. I know I use flat back pearls all the time. Sorry. I can't help myself. I love them. I'm just going to give a little bit of ink around here. And around the card itself. Just makes a difference to the whole project, really. You don't have to go bananas with the ink, unless of course you want to, if that's the image the look you're going for. But I think with this Prima paper you don't need to go too mad with it. So I'd quite like to stick that on as high up as I can. And then you know, you see most of it there. Let's just see if I put it on the other way. Yeah, you don't get the whole word that way. But yet that way seems right to me. That way or that way? Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on that way so you get the whole word. So I'll glue that on now. I hadn't intended particularly decorating these today. I was just going to show you how to make the library card, but can't help myself. Right, so let's attempt to get this in the middle and quite near the top. About there. Let's get that straight. That's okay. All right. So that's that. It doesn't need anything else. It's really pretty in there. Lovely job. Right, so here I'm thinking I'm going to be using this butterfly, maybe across to that side. It's a really shiny, can you see it? It really catches the light. And I'd like that across there. But do I want some flat back pearls as well? It'd be a rare occurrence if I didn't. Yeah, I mean, it's got to have them. Simple as that. So I'm going to stick that on, leaving a little bit of room for my flat back pearls at the top. And I'm just going to bring this round to the back a little bit. Just fold it round the back. I've probably got enough to fold it all the way around actually, which would look quite nice. And then you could still use it as just a floating vault, I was going to say. A floating pocket. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do, I think. I'm just going to ink that a little bit first. Probably won't see this top edge once the flat back pearls are on. but we know it's done for the sake of completeness. Right, so that's my 2 folds there where I've just folded it. So I'm just going to put some glue along there. Oh, Cosmic Shimmer's decided to come out at a fair old canter. Fair enough. So that goes there, that goes there. Make sure it's square, straight, that's lovely. Okay, and just put some glue on this and fold it over. Like so. Yeah, bit of glue on here, and I think we've done all right. Lovely. And you could actually have left that open, just glued the ends together, and you'd have had somewhere else to slot something. Ooh, there's an idea. So that's that. I'm just going to do my flat back pearl business. So it just wouldn't seem right without it. So that needs cut off there. This paper just lends itself so nicely to flat back pearls. I've lost this pin out my glue now. Stick this one in. What am I doing? Oh yeah, sticking on flat back pearls. Let's just move that out of the way. So it's E6000 is my glue of choice for this job. It doesn't set up instantly, so you have got a bit of wiggle room, but when it sets, it's set. Trust me, you won't budge it. Right, so I'm just going to lay these on where I want them to go and then push them down into the glue and push them up to that piece of paper we've just stuck on. So there we go, that's that. And that's our tag. And pretty much, I mean, if you wanted to do something else here, you know, put something else on from the sheet, you certainly could. I mean, there's a couple of little tickets here. One of those might look quite nice. Yeah, in fact, let's just do that. I think they've intended you to use them as 2 together. So I'll see what that looks like as 2 together, but it might be too much for our little pocket. Yeah, it's too long, but one of them would look really nice. So I'm just going to cut one out. And then just ink around it and stick it on, and I think it'll look, oh, that's just so pretty and so easy. There we go. So I'm just going to literally stick that on there. About there. Let's just check. It's not exactly square. That's it. That's all right. We're all right now. Okay, so we've got loads of bling, loads of, oh, it's just lovely. It's really, really lovely. I just want to put something in the top of our tag, and I've got some pink, it's like oh, I can't remember what you call this stuff, Petersham, is it, I think? So I'll just pass that through there. You could, if you wanted, actually. Yeah, you could make an eyelet hole. I have got an eyelet punch that was gifted to me. And you could make one out of the darker pink and put that round there. I'm not going to do that, but you could, and it would look nice. So I'm just going to pass this through here, and I'm not going to do anything more than just have it as a little sticky up. I'll just pull a little bit through more through more. Let's get one of Jean's hands to help out. And my gold. Now everything else on here is rose gold, but I don't have any rose gold twine stuff, so it's just going to be gold. I'm just going to tie a double knot in that. You could use seam binding, crinkled seam binding, in which case you probably wouldn't need to put this bow on at all. You could just tie a bow with this seam binding. Hello. I quite like this solution. So there we are. I've got a little bow there. Just bring the ends in a bit. That's a bit excessive. And trim these ends off a little bit. And then just angle these ribbons. Stop them fraying a bit. So there we are. Let's get rid of the debris. So there we have it. How pretty and how simple is that? I mean, it really is. That would be lovely on a page in your journal. Have I got a pretend journal page? Yes, I have. So if this was your journal and you pop that down there, wouldn't that look really, really nice? You know, you could glue just this part, so you could tuck things in there. It's endless. But I would stick that down completely like that. And that's it, done. It's I mean, if you want to journal on the back, then you are going to have to put a piece of journal, you know, coffee stain paper, tea stain paper on there. Obviously, I can't bring myself to do that yet because I love this so much. But that's that one. Right. So let's move on to the next one. I scored one, didn't I? Did I score one? Yes, here it is. So this is the one that's got this slightly deeper pocket. We'll see how we get on with that. So I'm just going to cut down those score lines, the long score lines that we made. To the score line at the end, where the pocket folds up. Like that. Cut straight across there. Well, do your best to cut straight across there if you may. Like that, and the other one on the other side. Lovely, keep hold of those. Right, so this one, the one that we've just made, I'm not sure where I put it. If you can see it, shout out. Here it is. This one we folded so this side was on the outside. This one we're going to fold so as the beautiful paper is on the outside. So we're just going to fold that over where we had already scored it, like that. Oh, it's so nice. And fold the edges in. Like that and like that. So I'm just going to take a whisker off there. And actually when I look at it, I can see that I'm maybe slightly outside the score line. And the same with that. It's just a whisker. There we are, that fits nicely. And I'm just going to take, well, I'm not actually, I'm going to leave that square because I think it catches the eye less. So let's turn it over. So this is what we've got. So this is our lovely pocket, and we're going to put the other tag that we cut, the other 6 by 2.5 that we cut in there. Now you can see straight away with the deeper pocket that comes much further up, and it's quite nice really. I don't have anything against that. It's okay. Yeah. I'll wait until I've got them both done, then I'll compare them. So I'm just going to stick this down first. It's the first job to do. And the one on the other side. So you can see we've only scored 2 up, but we actually got enough out of the sheet of paper for 3, but not for 3 of these, only enough for 2 of these. I mean, you could have 3 if you were prepared to cut them at 4 inches, but that's just ridiculously short, I think. Right, so that's the back sorted. So this is the front, this is our tag. Look at that for a tag. And I'm just going to, well, I'm going to put the thing in the top of my glue first. I'm going to use my punch again. You don't have to, just cut off corners if you want to. I'm just using this because I've got it. And it hardly ever gets an airing, so it's quite nice. There we go. That lovely rounded top. And that just fits nicely into there. And yeah, it does come further up. The pocket comes further up as well. It's just, you're going to have to decide which you like best, really. I don't know. I don't really want to over-decorate that. And that's great for journaling on like that. So I don't really want to put anything on there. It's just too pretty. I'm going to ink round it, and I think I'm going to call that done. There's no point using really beautiful paper pad if we then go and cover it up with all sorts of stuff. So I'm not going to. Oh, I forgot to ink that before I... let's just get our pretend journal, stick it in there, and just ink along that top a little bit. Should have done that before I glued it up, that's fine now. Ink around. You could, if you wanted, shape the back of this as well. You know, if you've made your tag with just ordinary cut off corners, you could use the same angle and cut the back of that as well. Frankly, I quite like it looking like that. So what are we going to put on this? Well, I don't know really. I did have several ideas, but I've glued it up now, so none of them are going to work. I could just put a butterfly on it. I think that would look quite nice. Just a plain, straightforward butterfly. Maybe one of these ones. Yeah, I think so. And possibly that size. So bear with me while I fussy cut this butterfly out. I'm not the world's best and I'm not the world's fastest, I'll tell you that. But I'll give it my best shot. As I say, it wasn't really my plan to decorate these for you today, but I just got carried away. Do you each have a pair of scissors that are your best fussy cutting scissors? because I do, and this isn't them. But it seems to be doing the job all right, so I need to stop grumbling, get on with it. Put those back in my box. He's certainly not going to have any antenna left, I can tell you that. Life's way too short for cutting round butterfly antenna. Way. Let's just cut that bit off. Pop it back in the box for future use. These are really pretty, these light pink ones. I couldn't tell you where I got them. Might have been a calico collage kit. That's my best guess. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, he's okay. And he's perfect colour. Perfect. I'm going to ink him, otherwise he's going to get lost completely on that pocket. Right, so there we have him. Could do with just another little bit. Ah, yikes. I just want to do the bottom of his body. That's fine. Right, so we've got this beautiful rose gold there, so I don't really want to cover that if I can avoid it. I'm just going to have to chip into him a bit more, sorry. It's just not good enough. I'd quite like to put these together as a bundle when I've finished with them and put them in my shop. So I don't want any second class workmanship going on. I've pulled his entire tail off. Oh well, that's fine. He doesn't have a tail anymore. That's all right, I can live with that. Okay, so I'm going to put him over here. So I have choices. Do I just want him like that? I've got the ribbon that I used for the other one. I could put a little bit of ribbon behind him. It doesn't stand out overly dramatically. I've got, what else have I got? Organza ribbon. That's pretty. Could put that behind him. Doesn't stand out. Or I've got the gauze that we used yesterday when we were doing some. No, I'm just literally going to stick him on. That's where he looks his best, I think, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put the glue down the centre of him and just a little bit out from the centre, like that. And stick him there. Don't really want to squash the glue too much, because I want to be able to come back and bend his wings up a little bit. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we'll just put our ribbon in here. I do like the idea of using that organza. It's really nice. I was just checking to see if I had any really thin pink. I don't know where oh, here's the thin department. No pink. I've got white, but no, that's not right. So no, I can't, no help at all. It'll have to be gold again. Let's just pop this through, which is sometimes easier said than done. Oh no, it's plain ball. Lovely. I could just put a nice big bow on that. Might do that. So make sure I've got plenty through. And I can't tie it while it's still attached to the thing. I've tried, can't do it. So let's just tie a bow and see what it looks like. If it doesn't look nice, we can take it off again. Oh, come on. No, that didn't work. I'm useless at tying bows. It would be good if I was better. You'd think the amount of bows I've tied I would be, you know, a bit more adept than this. But no. I mean, what's the problem? I can see where the bit I want to pick up. I might have to change my mind from tying a bow here because it's not happening. Right, that goes round there. That comes through there. Like that. It's that bit there. So pick it up with your fingers. Pull the other end. No, it's not that bit. Last time, then I'm actually going to be completely dispirited. Finally, I've got hold of something. Let's see if I can puff this up a bit, make it pretty. And that end's not too bad. It's just this one needs a bit of work on it. No, I think it's, after all that, I think it's too thick anyway. I think that might have been my problem all along. It was just too thick. So, plan what we're up to. Can't just be B, surely. So I'm just going to leave that there like that. I'm going to hold it down and I'm just going to put some of my gold around it, which is what I should have done all along. Oh dear. So I'll just pop that round. Somehow I can seem to manage, I shouldn't say this, it won't work. I was going to say I can seem to manage to tie a bow with this gold okay, but having said that, you all now know that it's going to go horrendously wrong. I think it's because I can see the bit I want to actually pull. It makes a big difference. So there we are, I've got a nice bow on there, just going to trim the ends off a little bit. And then I'm going to trim the ends of this organza. Like that, and the other one. Lovely. So we finally got there. We have a something nice at the top of our tag. There we are. Now you can see that this one sticks out the top, which is in, I'm just folding those up just so they'll get the idea that that's where they want to be. And I'm going to put a little gem in the centre of that. I'm going to put one of the Aurora Borealis ones in again. I quite like them because they really are so sparkly. If I can get hold of one, that is. There we are. I think it only needs one. Where's my E6000? Little dot will do you. Right in the middle. To detract perhaps from the fact that he's actually got no body. Poor little soul. There we go, and there we go. Let's just push them back over the glue. Right, that's lovely. Just got a bit of glue hanging around. Fine, okay. I'm happy with that. So let's have a look at the two different ones that we made and how they vary from each other. We've got this one that is the shorter pocket. We've decorated it somewhat. I quite like that, actually. I think that's my favourite. This is the longer pocket, which makes the back shorter, and this sticks out the top. They're both nice, and it depends what paper you're using, I think, how much of it you'd want to see or not. Let's get our pretend journal out again and put this one on it. Yeah, I mean, look, that looks really nice. Let's just spread those a little bit. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That would be lovely in a journal. And it could be there sort of on the edge, which is always good because you're trying to avoid always bulk down the spine region. I like that a lot. That's the other one. So you can see them there side by side. They're both lovely, but how would they not be with that beautiful paper? So you may have to go back to the beginning and see where I scored and what I measured, etc. But I think it's worth the effort. And I've still got one left, but I may do a different project with that. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you give this a try. It's quite addictive, really, getting rid of your 12x12s once you start. That's our two for today, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!